Okay, everybody, welcome to my proving grounds. Today we are going to delve into the wonderful world of command prompt, or it is lovingly known as CMD or DOS for us really old folks out there. Now, the main topic that we're going to cover is enabling system protection. Now, there's a command called VssAdmin. Now, specifically VssAdmin resizing your shadow storage. Now, there's a couple of things here that we're going to delve into, and one of the first things I want to do is bring up my testing system. And we will open up command prompt as an administrator. And from there, I'm also going to bring up Notepad, my wonderful text editor. Now, the specific command, as I mentioned, VSS admin, and to resize shadow storage. The reason why is that it serves a number of purposes, but there are some caveats. Its purpose: it's used to resize the storage space allocated for your shadow volume copies, which happen to be like point in time snapshots of either a file or whole volumes. Kind of like time shift in Linux. Very similar. Now, one thing you have to be able to do, you have to be an administrator. So run administrative privileges when you're using CMD for this. Now, this is pretty much the script that we're going to be running. I'm putting it over here for all of you to see. And we will also change the format with a word wrap so you can see all of it. So, as I said, VSS admin, we're going to resize the shadow storage. Now, we're going to actually pick our volume and where it's at, and also the maximum size. Now, you can do percentages as I'm doing here, but you also have the option of also picking a specific size. You can set your size either in megabytes or in gigabytes, which is very useful if you know exactly how much space you've got to work with. Otherwise, you can just use a percentage as I am. Now, before you go through it, you could also run a slightly different script so that way you have an idea of how much you got to work with. And I believe the script goes something like this. I'm going to bring this over here first before I actually start running things. So we're going to try to list how much shadow storage we have. So let's start with that first. VSS admin list shadow storage, and we hit enter. And no items found that satisfy this query, which means I'm not surprised. I basically did a full blowout on this system, so there are no shadow copies. But now we can actually assign something. As we're going to go in as an admin, we're going to resize that shadow storage for our C drive, on our C drive, and we're going to make it 10%. So when we do this, successfully resize the shadow copy storage association. So if I actually tab back over here and then try running this, now it tells us how much we have allocated for our shadow copy. 0 in use. Maximum capacity for our storage space is going to be 5 gig, a little bit over. I know this device doesn't have that much under the hood, but for our purposes, this is fine. I hope this is useful to everybody here who actually plans on using this. If you haven't thought about using it, now's your chance to start experimenting. This is very important for disk management. I've already given you your caveats about doing this without knowing if you have the space. Incorrectly resizing this can cause a lot of problems, especially if you're trying to do system restores. So if you want to set restore points, you want to make sure you have enough space. You don't want to actually start encroaching. So that's pretty much it. Have fun abusing this. Bye.